Now the Warriors just inbound, and that's it. There's a new NBA champion, and it's a team from Toronto, Canada. We, the North, are now we, the champions. The Raptors, the 2019 NBA champs.
With the first pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University. With the second pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ja Morant from Murray State University.
Look, I do think LeBron and AD will win a championship. This is a big statement within the next 2 years.
LeBron is on the clock now. He has 3 seasons to get a chip. The expectations are with AD, he's got to win at least a title. But that's the expectations. You got to get a chip. I'm telling you right now, Kawhi Leonard's the balance of power in the NBA this upcoming season. The Lakers are a powerhouse now. They're winning a chip. But next year, the Kawhi Leonard team will surely win the title, either in Toronto or in LA.
Kawhi Leonard decided to take his talents to Los Angeles. He signed a 3-year, $103 million contract with the Clippers, a deal which allows him to opt out after the second year and lines up with the remaining time on Paul George's contract.
Thunder general manager Sam Presti was able to call Russell Westbrook the most important player in Thunder history as his trade to the Rockets was actually made official yesterday. Can they win a championship playing the style they play, pardon me, with these two guys?
Winning a championship heavily using isolation, featuring James Harden, absolutely not. Oh, and by the way, if Mike D'Antoni doesn't change anything with the two guys that have the highest usage in the last handful of years in the NBA, probably in the history of the game, then he will never get a contract extension.
I don't like it, Skip, for the Rockets, because when I look at this, these two guys do not make sense playing together. Over the last 5 years, 1 and 2 in usage. Russ is 1, James Harden's 2. And remember, Skip, this is one of the things that drove he and Chris Paul apart. And Chris Paul is not nearly, he's ball dominant, but not nearly anything like Russ. And it just doesn't make sense to me. And we all talked about over the last month, Skip. Russ and James Harden average 1 shot per game off of cuts to the basket. 1. So in other words, when the guy does not have the ball in his hands, they're not doing anything. It's as simple as that. Russ is a horrible three-point shooter. What do the Rockets do more than anybody in the NBA, Skip? Jack up threes. So you get a guy that's terrible at jacking up threes. That's what he wants to do anyway. And you pair it with James Harden. Skip, I get it. They played together from, 2009 to 2012. But their lives changed. They're not the same guy anymore. They don't view themselves as those guys back then. James Harden is an MVP. He finished runner-up, I think, four times in the last 5 years. Russell is an MVP. 3 straight triple-doubles. And you put this together, Skip, I had them, before they made this trade, I said they're probably 4th or 5th. I still have them in the same spot. I just don't see how this works. You put this together, I just don't see how it's going to work. I get it. Houston, it seems to me, Skip, before I let you go, it just seems to me that Daryl Morey is just like, give me any superstar, and I'll put them together, we see how it works. So now he's going to try whatever he can to try to get over Chris Paul. It doesn't make sense to me that you would get off 1 bad contract to take another bad contract with an extra year. I can tell you what's going to happen. I give it a year, maybe 2 at the max, and they're going to be shipping Russ out of there, trying to get some of those draft picks back that they gave OKC.
Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that Kevin Durant is in fact headed to Brooklyn to join Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan.
KD to the Nets. That's the #1 risk. They had to do it because they flipped the town. But Kevin Durant is going to try to come back from an injury that no one in the history of basketball has ever come back from 100%. He's going to do it in his 30s. He's going to do it in the biggest media market in the world. He's going to do it under tremendous expectations. Now, if he winds up being something like 70% of what he was, and then he re-hurts himself and everything, and the Nets are locked into a long-term max deal, what does that do to a steadily improving franchise that would otherwise flip this town permanently from a Knicks town to a Nets town?
According to Adrian Wojnarowski, Miami is finalizing a sign and trade with Philadelphia to acquire Jimmy
Butler.
I think it's absolutely the wrong move. I've known Jimmy Butler for years, got a lot of love for him. The very, very things people lament about his personality is what I love about his personality. He's a straight shooter. He's not a liar. He's no nonsense. He'll get in your face. He holds himself and others accountable. Here's why I don't like the move for Jimmy Butler. You'll never be loved the way you were loved in Philadelphia.
Sign and trade. Warriors finalizing a deal with the Nets to acquire D'Angelo Russell. Is that a team that can compete for the NBA championship next year?
No, not even close. As I just don't see this Warriors team in a brand new building competing for a championship or even getting close.
I think the hardest part for me is, having to, leave the city and the organization that, I've been a part of for 8 years. The organization that gave me my first opportunity to, go from a boy to a man in this league. Charlotte, the place that I love very much. It was a really tough decision, but something I had to do in order to, try and fulfill some dreams of mine and compete. So, it's one of the toughest things, I definitely had to do in my career.
But let me say this to you. In 8 years that Kemba Walker's been in the league, he has never shot better than 44% from the field. Kyrie Irving, the last 3 years, has shot a minimum of 47% from the field. 40% from three-point range. Kyrie Irving is a better offensive player. Just call it what it is. But this is the reason why I'm not so sure that Kemba Walker or the Celtics are better off with him than Kyrie. Because how do we know that Kyrie Irving is the real problem or was the real problem? How do we not know it wasn't Danny Ainge? How do we not know it wasn't Brad Stevens? How do we not know it wasn't Brad Stevens' relationship with Gordon Hayward? So how does that change? Because Kemba Walker gets there. Kemba Walker might come there a year later. You might lose Kyrie. You might lose Horford. You might lose Morris. Okay, so the situation and the circumstances may be different. But that doesn't mean that Kemba Walker, the Celtics would be better off with him than Kyrie, because Kyrie would have been in a completely different situation.
Take me down to your paradise. Won't believe until I see the light. Break me out, make me so alive. I'm craving you like I need a high. I'm a desert, you're an ocean. It's your motion that I need. But without you I am broken, left to thirst out in the heat. Take me down to your paradise. I lose my words every time I try to make sense of what I lose my mind. You're every wrong that I need tonight. I'm a desert, you're an ocean. It's your motion that I need. But without you I am broken, left to thirst out in the heat. Without you I am broken, left to thirst out in the heat. To thirst out in the heat. Take me down to your paradise. I see heaven when I see your eyes. They pull me in, got me paralyzed. Your body makes me wanna testify. I'm a desert, you're an ocean. It's your motion that I need. But without you I am broken, left to thirst out in the heat. To thirst out in the heat. left to thirst out in the heat.